All right, welcome back to halftime. Let's get back to our chart of the day. It's Alibaba moving higher, about 5% higher right now, following a report that China is considering easing the cap on foreign investment in their domestic publicly traded companies. Weiss, coming to you. You actually just made a big move with your Alibaba position.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify it as big because it wasn't a big position, but it was a position. And the reason I bought it is that I believe that the Chinese government would come with a number of measures to inject liquidity into the environment to drive, similar to what we've done here, right? We're in a recession. They did that. The stock didn't react. This is more a portfolio move than a BABA move. I will be back in BABA. I think the news that's really driving it today is not necessarily that. It's that they're going to spin off one of their companies or do an IPO. There are 5 more of those to come. The stock was when I bought it, was about 8 times earnings. That's why I bought it. So this is a portfolio move. I'm well aware of all the risks of variable interest entities. I sued 2 companies that were them, ICANG and EHI Car Rental, which is the second largest car rental company. So I get all the risk. But away from that, the other reason I sold it is Xi is off the rails. I mean, he's just going crazy, and he's getting rid of all his ministers. It's unstable there, and then they continue to circle Taiwan with planes. I don't see them invading necessarily, but if they blockade. So all those issues, I said, let me just step back, give my market view, and get out. But I will be back into it. There's just too much value there.
Really quick, I want to get over to Steve because he actually bought some Alibaba a few weeks ago, but you think there's appetite for a spinoff from Alibaba even after the IPO performances that we've seen over the last week or so?
Yeah, it's a spinoff in Hong Kong. It's not a spinoff in the U.S.
I understand.
So when you own Alibaba, you don't own the assets. You own a revenue stream. That's the VIE. So you will see it. But there's a chance also they say, to the U.S. shareholders, hey, screw you. We're going to give you local shares, in China, in Hong Kong, and this won't exist anymore, this VIE. That's the nuclear thing. So, So a combination of reasons I've sold. I still think there's great value there. I still think it'll work out, just my portfolio positioning.
So Weiss believes, by the way, these are Weiss's words, that she's off the rails. See, you actually believe some of these restrictions are going to be very good for Alibaba, and it's making you feel a little bit more bullish about the stock.
Yeah, I mean, there's restrictions on businesses in China all the time, and they're increasing, whether it be Nike, whether it be Apple, whether it be today, they were talking about makeup restrictions going into China. But you have a company that is relatively cheap. We think this is a good way to play it, given all the political risks that Steve cited. They have a 50% market share, touching 70% of the population. Stock trades at 10 times at a discount to its long-term average and a 40% discount to the Chinese tech sector. So, policy that's likely to be supportive as well. So we think it's kind of an inexpensive way to play it. You have that margin of safety, and that's how we're doing it.
I'd be much more worried about Tesla, frankly. I mean, you've got the Chinese government, and you've got massive competition in the EVs. China wants to support those to the extent, and if they will do what they did to Apple, think of what they will do to Tesla. So, and Tesla's been cutting prices there like crazy. So I think Tesla, if we do see an issue with Taiwan, I mean, say goodbye.
Brent, you're in on Tesla, so do you agree with what he has to say?
No. I mean, I think
why not?
That was a quick no.
You know what? There's always a possibility, and you would have to put a probability around that, right? So of course it could happen, right? You're in China.
Doesn't that go with what they did to Apple,
no,
the largest employer in the country?
But doesn't Elon Musk have a different relationship with China?
Apple's getting back.
Tim Cook? No.
The CCP, and let's be clear, this is the CCP. So when you buy these Chinese companies, you're buying a share of the CCP. So Elon has been able to navigate, just like Tim Cook, I think amazingly well, just like Starbucks and Nike. But Apple's ban at the offices was more as, I think, an affront to Huawei. And so in TikTok here in the U.S., right? Tesla has, the head of Tesla, Shanghai, is, a Chinese local and has done very well.
That's true of every company that's in China. They're all locals.
Yeah, it's a risk, but I mean, I would not factor that into my decision to buy or not buy Tesla, that Xi Jinping and his group are going to say no more Teslas being
What's
sold.
What's more important, the massive EV industry in China, right, or Tesla?
Well, they're two different things that come together because China's 60% of EV sales, right? The U.S. is just like, it's like an asterisk over here, 60% of EV sales. And the risk to Tesla is that the CCP, the government, continues to give discounts to those Chinese local automakers. And so Tesla, to keep up, has to lower their prices, and that eats into margins, right? So that, to me, is the risk with Tesla right now, is in this next quarter, what happens to their margins, not that the CCP comes in and says you can't sell cars here. Well, it's not something
I think we have to continue to watch that price war when it comes to EVs in China. Obviously, a lot of competition. You have NIO, you have other domestic players right now.
What about the competition here?
What do you mean, with the big three automakers?
Tesla, yeah.
Oh.
There is no competition.
Yeah,
on EVs, there's no competition here?
There's some,
Ford EV.
There's a lot.
No one wants to buy these other EVs. People want to buy the Tesla EV.
That's just not true. That's just not true.